Hey guys, we are officially live. It has been a while since I've done a live stream. I'll tell you that much. It feels weird being back on. And it is earlier than usual. I mean, it's 12 at noon. It's not like early, but yeah. So today we have in store for you guys within the next 5 minutes. I'm going to be calling one of the Pro Male Collective. For those of you guys that don't know, Pro Male Collective, what is it? Activists is a good way to say it. Yeah, so for those of you guys that don't know, the Pro Male Collective is a forum, guys only forum, discussing pretty much how men are oppressed. And there's gonna be a lot of conversations we're gonna be talking about today. His name is Asuka, or he goes by Asuka. We're gonna be talking to him, and I'm gonna try to be as respectful as possible while still tackling, you know, the whole Pro Male Collective manifest and all that stuff. Oh my God. Hey, Jessica. Hey, Real Mashy. I hope you guys are able to stay tuned for this conversation. We're going to be starting it in about 4 minutes. I'm going to call him. And yeah, I have a lot of things I have done research on, and it's going to be interesting. I'm curious to see what things they're going to have to say. Oh, Martin, I didn't even know you changed your name. That's sick. But yeah, so we're going to be talking, I think we're mostly going to be talking about like the manifesto thingy of like men are oppressed as an underclass, all this stuff. And yeah, I'm just curious to see what his take is on this. And I'm going to try to be as respectful as possible. You guys try to be respectful too, of course, in chat, but I don't even have to tell you guys. You guys are awesome. But yeah, so I did like maybe like in 2 hours of research on like different articles, things that I can pull up, because at the same time, like I do want to hear them out and have some empathy for guys going through situations where they believe that they are oppressed and stuff. Because there are a lot of dudes out there, especially younger folks. I noticed this like more recently, that is much more in that scope of field for how they feel towards oppression and all that stuff. But yeah, I just wanted to start the stream a little bit early, kind of give you guys a prelude on what we're about to do today. I'm going to call them here in about like 3 minutes. And yeah, we're going to go right into all the Pro Male Collective ideology, the debate, and kind of see where their headspace is. And yeah, hey, Ghost the Kid. Also, yeah, I've never debated before. I don't even think of this as really a debate as much as it is a conversation. Oh, sorry, I'm yawning. I literally woke up like 2 hours ago and I locked in. I just did all like this research on different like articles. I mean, most of the stuff I already knew, but I did want to have articles to pull from, so I'm not like an absolute buffoon idiot. And I'll also have my screen on display a lot of the time today, so you guys can see exactly my headspace. These are the notes and the articles I have pulled. So thank you, Jessica, for the compliment. I appreciate you. I should probably pee before this debate, huh? Man, I hate that I had to start this off with you guys looking at my chair, but also look at this cute mug I got. One cannot have too much yellow. Facts. All right, let me go to the bathroom really quick. It helps so much that my bathroom is literally like right there. All right, let's lock in. Oh man, I hate bots. Let me go ahead and delete this guy. It's always on kick too, man. Banned. Share streams are the best. All right, let's give this dude a call. His name is Asuka. Let me text him real quick. You ready? Ready? Question mark. All right. I have him pulled up right here. Whoopsies. Let me adjust this so you guys can see the whole conversation. There we go. All right, we'll wait for his little signal that he's ready on here, and then we can dive into this. Yeah, dude, the Pro Male Collective is an interesting forum. It's another one of those, male only forums. It's not as dark as IS. IS is probably the worst of the worst. But it is definitely giving off the whole we need to make an uprise and men are oppressed, and and in some ways there are arguments that men have some forms of oppression. However, in my argument, I think men are more of the reasoning behind the oppression of men. It's just weird to blame women who are also oppressed for a societal issue when 50% of the society is also men. But yeah, let's read some of the headlines while we wait for Asuka to get online. We have I'm transgender FTM, how to survive in this age as a man. Misandry and I'm actually curious about this one. Let's dive into this one while we wait. We're gonna read into this. As an 18-year-old guy, luckily I found the space, but everywhere except that space, be it left, right, or corner, tradcon, or liberal, almost every one of them is filled with misandry and homophobia. Every time I talk against feminism, I am labeled as an incel, weirdo, or a LARPer. Well, I don't think you should be labeled as those just for talking against. It just depends on how you talk against them. You start saying some goofy things, then yeah, you're giving off some. But we'll see on that front. Every time I feel down, they would say, look, Max, to have girls, don't be so gay. That's crazy. Start earning for your parents. Otherwise, you are nothing. You are a weak loser if you don't go to the gym. If you don't accept Christ or God, you will have a miserable life and continued depression and etc. Damn, bro, who are you around? That's poopy, man. Who's telling you this kind of stuff? I seriously, at this point, really question if the society revolves around just around females enslaving us. What? If anything, I feel like men have more than women, like S workers and stuff. Then how can I even survive and be safe from them? Now, what? I feel like men are like so much more overpowering than women physically as well. So like, I mean, you could just stand up by standing up to them. Now I question whether my interests were genuine or just fed by females to work more. I live in Tradcon, Muslim majority country. Interesting. I feel like women are very oppressed there. I can't even question this game in the name of Tradcon values and culture. I don't want to have a job or work, but even males like my dad won't support me. Well, that's an issue that like any human being should probably tackle. You should probably have some form of work to, provide for yourself, your family, or anyone. But even males like my dad won't support me. And like that, what will I have then? Well, how old are you? Because if you're in the independent age, you should probably try to work. I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't know. What's it? I don't know. Maybe I'm just too mean I was raised in a Asian household where they were like, yeah, you gotta do something, dude. And I was like, all right, looks like I'm gonna do something. Yeah, not wanting a job is real. Yeah, and I don't think that's a male issue. I think that's an issue with like humans. Working all the time sucks, right? Like, nevertheless, doesn't matter who you are. Sorry, I'm also trying to make sure my kick one is running. Honestly, I don't even care. It's kick. It's like my least streamed one. Trying to figure out streamed one. All right, there we go. Oh, it's okay, cool. All right, continuing, he says, sorry for being confusing in this post, but this is just making me thinking, just my thinking these days. I am constantly seen as someone that will work and then marry and then have kids, and I don't want to be another slave to this misandry. How is that? What? You don't have to marry and you don't have to have kids. Like, how is that misandry? I'm so confused. I don't want to marry, and that's okay. I may work for the survival for the fact that my parents are very strict. So for them too, but like marriage and all that stuff, I really feel it hard to live by the manifesto of PMC in real life. How to live? Huh. Interesting. What a fascinating take on, I guess, life. I'm gonna message Asuka here. I am live. Wait, I'll be waiting. Please let me. We'll give them like another like couple minutes. I'll read another article. If they don't message back, I'm just gonna try to call them and see where it goes, I guess. Some of this appears to be directed at amnormativity. That's a hard word to say, and not misandry. Yeah. Wait, what does that even mean? Hold up before I confirm. Amatro norm. Okay. I cannot pronounce. Oh, Galactic. Hey, what's up, man? LJ, I hope you're doing great in the Philippines. I'm glad you made it out there. I know you had some complications flying out. Okay, so amorality to describe the persuasive assumption that everyone desires a central, exclusive romantic relationship like marriage as the main source of happiness and fulfillment, prioritizing it above all other connections like platonic friendships. Wow, yes. Why that is what is to blame for that one person in this situation. Oh, Vic, I'm glad to see you here live. That's amazing. But yes, this is, I didn't even know there was a word for this, but yeah, there's a lot of people out there that don't want to get married and stuff. So I guess that's amazing that this is a legit thing. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with not wanting to get married. I think it's a societal thing and a societal issue. It has nothing to do with misandry or misogyny either way. It can be misandry and misogyny within the things themselves, but I don't think that it's an issue. Hold on, why is it echoing? An issue. There you go. That was weird. My kick just like randomly audioed up. But yeah, all right. So let's read another form thing, and then if he doesn't pick up, I'm gonna try to call him. This is weird though. Me and him have been talking back and forth for like the past week, and we really set this up, like legitimately moved the date, had the time. I mean, they know. He even messaged me 30 minutes ago saying 30 minutes to go, right? And I said, "Yep, setting up the stream." I'm hoping they call because I'm very curious in their mindset. Is there a difference between that and being aromantic, I wonder? They're probably like synonyms and probably coincide with each other. I love seeing your guys' little icons in the chat. It's so funny, like for the members. What a great way to end 2025, though. Lost my job. Great way to end 2025, though. Why is Lost my job. Great way to end 2025. Hold up. I do not like Kick. Give me 1 second, chat, guys. All right, I'm just gonna move it to this screen because Kick is always the one to act up. Lost my job due to out of my control and no longer in a relationship. Lol. Oh, I'm sorry, LJ. I knew that was something that was newer going on in one of the other streams. At least we got to be in a foreign country for the rest of the year. Oh yeah, and you know what? Filipino food, amazing. Also inexpensive. And look, you escaped the cold. So, things are looking up. Glass half full, not empty, but buddy. And, and I know it's cringy to say this because it's like such a like fallacy, but at least the New Year's is coming up and great time to start anew. Keep up with the weight loss journey and like the working out journey too. Cause I used to watch all your little clips of you lifting. I don't know how the gyms are in Philippines though. All right, so let's read another one of these before I call him. Weird that he just tapped out, but women are the most homophobic. What? What? Oh my God, I cannot even like. All right, we're gonna mute that. This woman R-worded her. Okay, never mind. I'm not reading this. Damn. We're in too deep. I have to read this. All right. This woman R-worded her gay son because she wanted him to be straight. If a woman did that, that's insane. Like, what the hell? Tracons support this, and feminists who claim that to be LGBT allies will ignore this. This is proof that patriarchy has never existed, and women have been R-wording men throughout history. What? Did we really just say women are the ones R-wording men? That is a wild form of gaslighting, bro. Like, what? Okay. Well, that's good. The relationship was on a mutual agreement, though. Took a step back for being. Oh, that's good. Oh, hey, look at this. This is why the AI is bad from City Crusher's YouTube. By the way, City Crusher is like one of the biggest like pro male collective people, and he made 2 videos on me. I don't know if you guys saw that. I can't believe I got into that world of YouTube where someone made videos on me. So if you guys look at this dude's channel here, I mean, you guys don't have to, but because I'm about to show you right now, he does like all content towards a male, pro male collective against women, essentially. And there is male feminist gets his mind blown. You guys see that? That's so funny to me. I think he did 2 videos on me, or am I tripping? Just one? Hold up. Yeah, there you go. He did another video, slander men's rights. I don't think so. So goofy, man. It's an hour and 21-minute video, by the way, of him dissecting my live stream on or not even live stream, but just my video on the Pro Male Collective. Isn't that insane, Jessica? We got to the level of YouTubedom where other people are making full videos talking about me talking. Like, what? But yeah, so this lesbian experience is often people. A person shares experiences dating other people, discussing challenge. Well, yeah, AI is not like perfect yet, for sure. All right, let me call Asuka. Let's start a voice call. By the way, they are not going to be called in through video because they asked me to just do voice, which is totally fine. I don't care. All right, let's give them a call. Hopefully they pick up. It's already 12 minutes past time. I'm hoping they pick up. I was looking forward to this debate. I had a bunch of stuff prepared and ready to talk about. If they don't debate, I mean, I'm just going to debate myself. I'm going to whip out the manifesto and still talk about all the stuff that they have with that. Oh, they didn't pick up. Interesting. Man, they were really like setting me up to debate too. Look, like y'all can see like these messages span like weeks. Hold up. Like I hold up. I'll show you guys how this all started. Thanks. When you want to do the interview, hang out and talk. We were in a separate group message with like another pro male collective person. Like I was trying to set this up. You there? Still up to the talk? And I was like, hey, yes. I was on vacation at the time. We can do Monday, and then we ended up moving it to Tuesday. We set a whole time. We've been checking in on each other, and then interesting. Like, what? Why are you bailing, dude? I was really looking forward to this combo. Should I try him again? Man, I feel bad for you guys. I know that you guys are looking forward to hearing this combo. I mean, I'm still going to do the debate. If anything, it's going to kind of like be, they don't get to defend themselves, which I feel bad. I had a feeling that this could have happened, but yeah, I hope they're okay. We were talking all the way up to this point. This is like getting ghosted. Ah, man, I don't want to go into this debating myself. I really want to, might be caught up with something. MIA rights activists. Yeah. MIA rights activists. That's funny. Damn, we got a bunch of viewers all of a sudden. Hey, guys. Good to see everybody in here. I'll try them again, I guess. Let's see if they pick up. In the meantime, I guess we can talk about their thing again. Well, let's read another one while we're waiting. Women, no. Are women more oppressed? Ooh, this is an interesting one. Okay, are women more oppressed, or do we just don't give a damn about men and boys? Damn, he didn't pick up. Are women more oppressed, or do we just not give a damn about men and boys? What is this study? College graduates. What? Hold up. Is this a... College graduates is accurate. I know that women are more... Domestic violence victims. Domestic to women or men are, I guess, are more... All right, well, let's do commit. 96 cases of domestic violence. Men are significantly more like to be the repeat perpetrator. I'm pretty sure, like, if we're talking actual domestic violence statistics, women are the ones that are the victims. No? That's insane to think about. Intimate partner violence, blah, blah, blah. Okay, here we go. Perpetrators. Yeah, perpetrators are almost always guys. That's a goofy ass debate. The thing about charts is you could put any data on them you want, so you got to make sure they're based in truth. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of interesting. I know the unaliving rates is true. The unaliving rates, men have, I wouldn't say significantly more, but definitely more than women. And that has to do with like a lot of societal issues that men have to face, where we put it upon ourselves, and also women too. The society itself put it like this pressure that men are viewed weak. I think it's slowly going away. If for viewing for help and conversation with that, and that's what I was trying to talk to this guy about, because like there are some things that I can agree with. However, there's a lot of things I don't agree with, and that's the whole point of this freaking video. And now, City Crusher, I know you're watching this video, because you're like my biggest fan, made 2 videos on me. I want to talk to you guys. Like, I want to have a conversation, but you're not picking up. You ghosted me. We literally talked 30 minutes ago before stream saying, yeah, we're going to 30 minutes to go, right? Victims of forced circumcision. Well, yeah, you can only circumcise a guy. What the fuck? Who put the statistic on here? It would be nuts if girls had like 25%. What? Combat deaths. Yeah, guys are the more enlisted. That's a conversation I can actually have with this guy where it would be interesting. The Asuka guy. Man, now I got to change the thumbnail of this video if he don't show up. I'm going to give him some time though, because I really want to talk to this guy. There is a female Oh, really? Where? Would they just cut off like the stuff that guys can't find? That's insane though. What the hell? I guess it would be a form of like punishment or something. I don't know. Wait, not even though. That's weird. Women are allowed in the military for a bit. I can see why. Yeah. That is a thing. Message up real bad. It's illegal in a lot of places. Yeah, that I should be. What the hell? And I don't even know how I feel about like normal circumcision, because like on guys, like male circumcision, because it's like there's a debate for both sides. But it's I don't know. It's an interesting one when you have a kid and you have the decision. I think it's mostly in the States where it's very, very common. Let's see what else. What is femininity? All right, let's talk about this. All right. A post from the banned Pro Male Collective subreddit. I decided to restore this post, which I made in the banned Pro Male Collective subreddit. I had written down as its text files, so I'll share it here. Sorry for that noise. Our position of rejecting masculinity has caused quite a stir in tradcon and fake MRA spaces, male rights spaces, or male rights activation. One question was what about femininity? Aren't women enslaved by femininity? The answer, of course, is no. Wait. Oh, okay. Let's see why though. I'm curious what they're gonna dive into. Femininity means social dominance. No, I don't think that's what it means at all. We'll get into that in a second. Women often appeal to the concept of femininity in order to get men to fulfill the opposite masculinity role, which means whatever women want of men at the moment. Yeah, but you could argue it the other way around too, because a lot of women, not all, but a lot of women things can be done in the for the male gaze as well. A lot of things, like literally. I mean, some are done for the female gaze for sure, but what? However, unlike masculinity, the concept of femininity carries no real expectations with it, nor is it used in a way to shape women into compliance, even if some kind of role is assigned to the concept of femininity. That role, one, isn't actually enforced, and two, is something very easy that women actually want to do, like staying home without working. What? Staying home without working is a decision that you make with your partner. Like, that's not all women have to. Women can't just stay home and just make money forever. Women also do not cling to the concept of femininity as much as men cling to masculinity. What is this based off of? What study? Women simply consider themselves human or even subhuman without any additional restrictive labels. Unlike men, women are not shamed by being called unfeminine or not real women. No. There are a lot of women out there that do get shamed for that. And there are men that get shamed for being not masculine, 100%. I just don't care if they say that about me. I like how I dress and stuff. I'm a little, I'll be wearing, this is literally a woman's like hoodie. In fact, the insult "not a real man" is used to shame men into submission, and the phrase "not a real woman" is used for the same purpose against trans women, biological males who are seen as leaving the slave role. Here, "not a real woman" means gatekeeping the privileged societal role. Are they even talking about? Some could ask, if femininity is social dominance, why do men who act in a typical or in a way typically considered feminine do not gain status or even lose it? That's not true, because there are a lot of TikTok kids nowadays that are very feminine and they get a lot of clout because there's a whole like large group of girls that like that look. The answer is the social dominance label of femininity is reserved exclusively for women. Same as medieval peasants were forbidden from dressing or acting as the nobility. Wild connection. That is such a post hoc connection. Attacks against men who are considered feminine come from gatekeeping female privilege. What the fuck did we just read? Let's look at the definition of femininity. Qualities that attribute regarding as characteristics of women and girls. So how is that tied to social dominance? Oh man, these guys are like so goofy, man. They will pull anything just to further their argument. Femininity is about power and control. I think masculinity is about that. Definitely power. We often talk about how masculine people have to be strong and all that stuff, right? Like, that's a thing. Dude, what? All right, I'm about to message Asuka's little buddy. Hey, I said, oh, sorry, camera. You guys get to see my last message with this other Pro Male Collective guy. Set up a debate with your friend, and they seem to be ghosting me. I mean, I'm gonna assume that they have like a really good excuse, but I'm just curious as to why they are not picking up my calls. We set this up. I even moved the time for them. I don't like streaming this early. I like streaming at night, but I understand that in their GMT time, which what is GMT? GMT time. Greenwich Mean Time. Where is the time zone area? Oh, that's interesting. GMT is like parts of West Africa. UK. Is that UK? Yeah, UK. And like Greenland and stuff. Interesting. So they might be from there. They're probably from UK. I would, if I had to take a guess, but maybe not. We'll see. Mostly very extreme patriarchal countries. Yeah, for real. It's in the UK. That's where Greenwich is. Oh, yeah. See, like, and UK is very, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but they're very predominantly like Guy Fawkes stuff. I mean, look at like their lawmakers. Look at, literally they have like one, I'm pretty sure the worst statistic when it comes to SA, which is terrible. Greenwich does sound like a good sandwich, a really healthy one, I would say. Yeah, that's just really silly. And why are you not picking up, Asuka? Bro, how are you bailing on me, bruh? We set this up for the collective people. You're supposed to bring all your pro male collective people in this conversation because I was going to hear them out. And you know what? We're going to talk about the pro male collective manifesto here in a, I'm going to give him like 3 to 5 more minutes. If he's not here, he's not going to be able to defend himself. And I'm just going to talk about my side of the debate anyways. And of course, someone's going to make a video, post talking about, oh, this guy said this and this, and it's all inaccurate because of this study. And they're going to be able to cherry pick little studies instead of just having a normal conversation right now. And I even did my best not to cherry pick. Hold on, I'll show you guys. I literally picked the most, trying to be the most unbiased sources. National Library of Medicine, World Bank data. Like, I really tried to stay away. I think there was one specific source that was predominantly for women, and it was... Actually, there's not even one. Every single one of mine were either from a university, medical... Yeah, it's like all clinical stuff.gov and stuff. Man, I was ready for this, boy. Oh, Clyde just messaged. It appears you've been in this call by yourself. Oh, wait, what is that? Okay. For more than 3 minutes, the bandwidth patrol has asked me to disconnect you to save bandwidth. That stuff doesn't grow on trees. Oh, that's funny. I didn't know Discord even did that. Dude, I'm so sorry, guys. First off, I want to make a big apology on behalf of everyone who does not want, that wants to be here for this debate, and this dude did not show up. Honestly, I'm not mad at the pro male collective people as much as I'm just kind of pissed off at this one person for, one, showing up this late, if he does even show up, 2, ghosting altogether. Because, like, if you're a man of your word, have a debate with me, man. Hey, first time here, just curious, what are the political leanings of this clan? Are also Void, to answer you, you asked what is the political leaning of this channel. If I'm being 100% honest, I try to stay clear from harsh politics, like hardcore politics, because in the world of social media, when you go into politics, you become instantly typecast and you become boxed in, right? And the reality of the situation is I'm not either side very heavy. I like to look at every situation individually and make a decision, whether that decision is left leaning, right leaning. It is what it is. It's just my opinion on that take. So, I mean, I know this is the unpopular answer, but I would say I'm more of a moderate. And I also try not to talk too much about like actual politics unless the political thing is something that impacts either everyone or a situation where it's like, guys, like we got to talk about this, you know? And that would be like, I guess in certain ways I can definitely lean left, and in certain ways I could definitely lean right. So I guess at the end of the day, I am more in the middle than most people. And I feel like a lot of people my age that I've met are like that, at least in my spaces. However, when you go online, I know there's a lot of pandering for views and pandering for a community. I get it. It makes you a lot of money committing to one side. And I'm just not going to be that guy. Like, I'm not going to fake what I am for money or views. At the end of the day, I view certain things the way I do. All right. Anyways, next, best response is accusing the other person coping and being delusional. That way you can assume you're right and don't need to think about their argument. Yeah. I mean, honestly, I don't, even if they were to respond that way, they probably were. I mean, even if they were, I would have just let him say whatever, because if anything, it's up to the public, people, you guys watching this, to determine what is going on in the debate. Hi, I'm 18 and I like your videos. Oh, hey, welcome to the community. Glad to see that we got like a wide demo in this community. I think I have viewers like from 18 all the way up to like 60s, which is so awesome. And I know I have kind of everywhere too. I have like viewers in like Sweden. We've got like India. It's amazing how we've collected this amazing community. I appreciate each and every one of you guys for watching my video. All right, time's up. I'm going to talk about the Pro Male Collective, and it looks like they're not going to be able to defend my whole thing. I just want what's best for me and the people of my country. That's just my own views with things. Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like Jessica, oh, I didn't know you're 20. That's cool. I feel like the main thing is people pick a side and then they die on their hill of all that side's political viewings, which is like the goofiest thing ever. Because I feel like that's kind of what they, quote unquote, you can define they as whatever, want us to be. They want us to be tribal and pick a certain side. But I think that the most dangerous thing for the people out there who are lining their pockets is for a society to be individualistic and to be educated and thinking in their own way, because when that happens, control is now harder to maintain. And I don't know if that creates anarchy or if that creates like a great future, but I feel like educating yourself and making independent decisions is relatively a good thing. Thanks for answering. I look forward to learning more about your positions and perspectives. Oh yeah, totally. I mean, you guys can ask me anything. I always will try to answer, unless it's like something that would get me demonetized. Team sports politics are not great for an actual policy. No, 100%. It makes too much compromise, and then nothing ever gets done. Like, in order for something to change in any country, most countries, I'm going to say smaller countries maybe is a little bit easier. In a democratic country that's as big as ours, democracy is awesome. But when it's two sides that just hate each other, it takes forever to get anything done. I mean, that's just reality of the situation. All right. Anyways, this is what I was going to talk to this guy about, by the way, the Asuka, assuming that he guess will never pick up. Oh, sorry, I pulled up the Discord server. Oh, also, if you guys want to join the Discord, it is open. You guys will get weeded to see if you guys are allowed to be in the Discord, but that's just for people who are like rude and just hating on me or hating on like a specific group. You won't be in the Discord, but most of you guys get. All right, anyways, so I was gonna talk about the PMC manifesto because in my conversation with Asuka right here, I asked him Let me know if there's any specific topics you want to cover. Of course, we'll discuss men's rights and feminism. And then he said, ask me questions about the pro-male collective, which I was ready to talk about because my main questions was on their whole manifesto and their ideology, right? And the first thing here was men are oppressed, an oppressed underclass. And the first topic here, men are oppressed, and they wait, let me finish what he says. So men are an oppressed underclass. This is an indisputable fact and is not up for debate, which is goofy because I was going to debate him on this. By all the standards of the social sciences, men are disadvantaged compared to women. Men live shorter, harsher, and more violent lives. Women have far more rights than men. No amount of gaslighting by feminists can deflect from this fact. It's so funny that they label like this as gaslighting by feminists, because I feel like feminism, just because you want women's rights, shouldn't take away from wanting men's rights. Like that's such a, what is it, post hoc fallacy where these two are independent things. You should want both groups. I mean, a normal human would want both groups to have great rights, right? Because I'm a dude. I would like men's rights to be great, of course. I myself also have a girlfriend and have a mom and sister. I would also like them to have, great rights as well. Sorry, is there a way I can turn off a message? Yeah, I can. Cool. And so I was going to say, in the opinion of their little oppressed underclass and debate stuff, I brought up some stuff that I found on Google here. Women disadvantages, right? And I literally just searched up what are the society-wise disadvantages of being a woman versus being a man. And this is the things that Google gave me through AI and also through like the little, when you pull up Google and they give you like those little like articles that you can pull. And this is what I came with the conclusion of, okay? I never thought of feminism as denying men's rights, but that is probably because the feminism I think of is intersectional and not exclusive. But some feminists are exclusive for sure. I agree. I think that there are extreme feminists and there are extreme men activists who like battle each other. I think that's goofy. But the actual term of feminism just means that, women's rights, right? And I believe that women should be equal because they're also people. I feel like everybody should be equal. Doesn't matter your race, size, shape, person. Like, except Diddy. Diddy, maybe you're not equal to us anymore. Sorry, I keep getting notifications. Turn off all notifications for Reddit. All right, cool. All right. So this is what I came to the conclusion when we talk about society and who is oppressed and what disadvantages we have when it comes to social sciences, right? Women disadvantages, economic gaps. Globally and in the US, women earn less than men, around 80 to 82 cents for every dollar, which is about like a 20% decrease, and more likely to live in poverty. Now, assumingly, the Asuka guy I was supposed to debate would probably say, well, men work harder jobs and blah, 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 which is like true. But first off, that's a guy's decision if he wants to work that job or not, right? And then also, the second thing is when you look at like very specific jobs, like business, running a business, CEOs and stuff, you could get two people in the same exact position, and more times than not all situations, but the woman would earn less. And I don't know if that's a societal thing. I don't know. I'm not an expert. I can't determine that. All I can determine is the fact that is something that it does go on. And I know that because I have a sister. PDF files, you guys should not be equal to us. That's the only subgroup. Unpaid labor. They shoulder the majority of unpaid caregiving, childcare, elder care, household chores. That is something that pulls whenever you discuss about social science and oppression, especially when it comes to childcare. Women oftentimes bear the responsibility of taking care of children. That's why the single dad thing is a whole meme, because guys just will leave their kid and then like visit them from time to time, throw some money at them. But at the end of the day, who's taking care of the kid? More than times than not, women, especially for anyone who lives in a small city, a small area. You're going to see a lot of this. Single mothers having to raise their child all on their own. Deadbeat dads. I mean, that's a thing, right? That's why that's a term. All right, next thing was leadership. Women remained underrepresented in political and corporate leadership, which is a direct counter to some of the stuff that he discusses later as he talks about government and stuff. Because statistically, worldwide and in the US, women are significantly underrepresented in lawmaking, political positions of power, presidency, things like that. Even judicial court, like all of them are, it's a significant difference between men and women. So to say that men aren't the ones pulling the strings is a goofy conversation. Hold up. Sorry, I keep getting notification. It keeps popping on my phone. So yeah, the next thing is going to be health, right? So they face unique health disparities, whether it comes from menstrual, having periods, having things like that. Also dealing with pregnancy. And that's an actual thing that only women are exclusive to women, right? Or at least if you're a woman at birth. Including reproductive health excess and higher maternal mortality in some areas. And later, I was going to get into the specifics on the year that they decided that we were going to actually start studying women's health, because it was much later than men's. And then everyday bias. So experiencing sexism like workplace pregnancy, discrimination, and even being expected to conform to feminine norms like appearance. Okay, so that one, I know they're going to debate. They're going to be like, oh, but like, blah, 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 blah. And it's just goofy, because at the end of the day, if you go to a workplace, you see this all the time. I mean, it's just a normal thing that women face. It's gotten to a point where it's completely normalized. Now, I do want to say, I did come up with things through the help of AI and, like Google AI and Google searching, that men do have some forms of disadvantages. So I was going to give them also a conversation at that. What I was going to say to the Asuka guy is that just because men have disadvantages in the world and in certain lights does not mean women do not as well. It's not apples to apples. It's apples to oranges. It's two completely different things. If we're going to debate anything, we should debate how can we tackle increasing everyone's rights and, well-being, the world as a whole. Like, instead of just saying, men should be better because women are taking that away from us. I'm like, I don't know if that's really the case. Men's disadvantages, right? So dangerous work, higher rates of occupational deaths and injuries due to roles in dangerous industries. That is true. Men typically do work in more dangerous industries. It stems, there could be a lot of research done on why this is, as it stems from early cases of men were the first people allowed to work. So oftentimes that happens. Also, we're physically stronger. So a lot of laborious jobs come to us, but it is up to you as a man if you decide on wanting to work a blue collar job or not. Usually those do pay more. And so then that connects with the economic gap as well. All right, homelessness make up a large majority, about 76% of the homeless population, give or take, right? That's just the one that I could pull number wise. And I don't even know the reasoning behind this. People could say various things. This is why I wanted to have a conversation with Asuka, because then I could hear their side of the story on why they believe that these are certain things. And I really have to pee again, but I'm gonna finish this part before I have the game share stream. Or I'll bring my cats, which I don't even know where they are. All right, violence. So men account for a large percent of homicide victims and face severe treatment in the criminal justice system. Now, this is something where I can debate with them and actually agree with in the sense of like women, when it comes to cops, right? We see it all the time. If it's a guy cop, more times than not, like as a girl, you might get a less harsh punishment. I don't know if that's like a guy and girl conversation kind of thing or not. So that's something you can actually talk about 100% as if he wanted to discuss that, if he were to show up. But now the large percentage of homicide victims. Now this is an interesting one, this part, because usually the violence is done by men. So it's like, it's again, another conversation about how we are our own worst enemies when it comes to a lot of this stuff. Emotional expression. This is the thing that I probably agree with the most when it comes to the pro male collective. Probably the only thing that I like actually agree with. There's a societal pressure to be tough, limits emotional expressions and help seeking, contributing to higher unaliving rates, though not detailed in snippets, a known issue. Yeah, so this is something that guys do face oftentimes, and yeah, it's something that could be up for debate. And this is, again, not exclusive to women. Don't make us have to be tougher. I think society does, meaning both women and men. It's not exclusive to just women. I mean, how many times have you seen in movies, shows where the dad is like, oh, be a man, don't cry, or something like that? You know, hell, my dad used to tell me, don't cry, men don't cry, like stuff like that. And I still cry. I cried yesterday. I finished My Hero Academia, or 2 days ago, and I cried like a baby. I was just, like, I can't believe it's over, you know? Legal family face biases in child custody battles and lack of reproductive rights. So this is an interesting one because when it comes to men facing biases, child custody, it is something that happens. I do see it like whenever you're in custody battles in court, usually it leans towards the woman. And that is a societal issue. I think it also stems to why women often do have to take the child care in a lot of situations. So that is a whole nother thing. That includes a lot of biases that comes with courts and society as a whole. All right, and then we got education. Boys can struggle in traditional education settings, with some research showing that they fall behind girls in certain areas. So when it comes to this research specifically that this is alluding to, it's mostly like how higher education usually has more women. That could be a lot of reasonings, as men oftentimes do go into the workforce younger. They also, I don't think men or women are inherently dumber than the other. I think they are better at specific things than the other party. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like this could have been a great part of the conversation with Asuka if they were to not pussy out. And I don't know if they're pussing out. I'm sure they're going to come up or say some great excuse. And, you know, I'm going to take it for face value. But as of right now, it does seem like they're kind of pussying out. And I hope the Pro Male Collective is listening to this, because I actually wanted to have a conversation with you guys. That's actually a misunderstanding of the stats. Most of the time, men don't fight for custody and sign it over, and that is included in those stats. In court, courts favor men. I think courts as a whole do favor men, if I were to say that. I think when it comes to custody battles, for better or worse, oftentimes we do believe in the women's story because they are mothers. I mean, and they were the ones who had to bear the child for like months in their belly. So it's like, I kind of get it, but I don't know. But yeah, I can see how it could be also a misunderstanding, because it's totally a valid thing to have to look at how a lot of guys don't even fight for custody. Yeah, I gotta pee really bad. I'll be right back. Share stream. I drank too much coffee. It's like Niagara Falls in that bit. I've heard of cases where children were put with not great mothers instead of good fathers, though. Yeah, yeah, for sure. And again, it's a societal thing of thinking about how women are usually maternal. You know, they're the ones taking care. I literally cried last week having wait, hold up. That's where the relationship ended. I'm a very emotional intellectual. Yeah, nothing wrong with that, LJ. I feel like it should be more normalized for guys to be able to just cry. And honestly, in my opinion, and this might be a hot take, it would be seen as more masculine to cry. For me, because I'm thinking, I know it's totally like, oh my God, I listened to, what's that band called? It's like when you act like you're super indie, but it is true. Like right now, we're in a society that views crying as weak in the eyes of most people. So if you're a guy willing to cry, not holding your tears, aren't you going against the grain, not caring about like societal's view on you? And that's pretty fucking badass to me. So I feel like if anything, that argues that you're more of a badass. But yeah, especially if you're crying in public or something, because like, hell yeah, dude, go off. Courts are swayed by money, having a good lawyer and witnesses. So even if the father is great, society assumes mother will be a good fit. Yeah, that's something. And that's why I wanted to have this freaking conversation with Asuka, because there are certain things that we would have freaking agreed on. I'm gonna call him one more time, just for the giggles. They're probably not gonna pick up. I'll put $10 on the line. They won't pick up right now. All right. How are you gonna message me 30 minutes before we start and then pussy out like this, dude? Sorry for the harsh language, but like, come on, bro. Like, we really set this up. And now I feel sad because you guys have to deal with this. And the title of this video is still the debate. I'm going to have to edit all that, edit the thumbnail. This freaking dumb. What a goofy goober, bro. I'm sorry. I'm not going to let this person live that down. Unless he shows me like some viable proof. Give me them $10. Oh, I said I bet $10 he's not picking up. So if anything, I deserve $10. All right. So let's continue the manifesto thingy. All right. So the next part that Jessica, is it really a girl? How much you want to bet this is a guy? Why would, okay. Anyways, men suffer from false consciousness, have no affinity as a group, and worse yet, harbor an innate hostility towards one another that perpetually cements them within their underclass position. And also apologies for those of you guys that did watch the Pro Male Collective. We did dive into this in there, but I did want to dive into it again on this debate, obviously, as I've actually done more research as well. So men suffer from false consciousness. For those of you guys that don't know, false consciousness, I had to do this earlier, describes when the oppressed, like the working class, adopts beliefs that support their own subjugation, failing to recognize their exploitation and true interests due to dominance ideology. It's a Marxist concept, which is so goofy that this dude's like referencing Marx, Karl Marx. Hey, that's my name. Shake my head. Yeah, you are the better, Jessica. All right. So he's saying that men, you know, we battle this false idea of who we are. And that is a wild thing to say as a guy. Like, what do you mean? What do you want from me? Adam Lambert. Have no affinity as a group, and worse yet, harbor an innate hostility towards one another that perpetually cements them within their underclass position. I don't think we're in an underclass position. I think it's kind of ridiculous to think that. It puts us at a victim mentality at all times, when the reality of the situation is you can argue that you're in an underclass position for anything that you're in. When you're in any shitty position, like I can argue, oh, I was in an underclass position because I'm Asian and I was in a predominantly white school, stuff like that. Like you can argue any of that stuff. And okay, now this part right here, harboring an innate hostility towards one another. I don't think it's innate. However, I do think that men do have hostility towards one another, whether it's environmental, whether it's a societal thing, but it has to do not so much with hostility as it is always trying to one up one another and always try to be the better man, whether it's for societal ranking, for attracting women, peacocking, or for anything. We always have this innate ability. I know it because I'm a victim of it, dude. Playing sports, playing video games, dude, anytime. When I see another guy, especially when I was younger. I think now I don't really give a fuck anymore. But when I see another guy doing something, I used to it was like an innate little like buck up, like, oh, I got to do a little bit better too. Oh, thank you, LJ. Dude, LJ is doing more for my channel than me. I didn't even say that, and LJ's coming out here saying, "Give it a like." Yeah, give it a like, guys. It does support the channel a lot, and I'll try to give back to this community as much as I can. Especially with my time. I feel like time is valuable. So I love you guys very much. I try to chime in on Discord every few days too. All right. Men also possess a high irrational, I think he says irrational love and adoration for women, and have been proven to have an out-group bias, i.e. men like women more than they like their fellow men. That leads them to insistent pandering to women at the expense of their other men's well-being. So let's tackle this. I don't think it's irrational, the love and adoration for men. And this is, I guess, talking specifically about straight men. I was going to ask Asuka that, if this opinion, if his or their, I'm assuming it's a guy, this opinion on this was just for straight men, or if he thinks that gay men also view the same way. But in terms of straight men, right? I don't think it's an irrational love or adoration for women. I think it's very much in the core of evolution that we do want women to like us, because that's how you literally produce a child. And whether you even want a kid or not, it's in our kind of the DNA to connect, the Adam and Eve, even though I'm not really religious at all. But, like that stuff. Every religious documentation has some form of their Adam and Eve, or they're like, man, women, get together kind of thing, So I think that has to do with it. And then it has been proven to be an outgroup. Now, I will agree with this next bit right here, where sometimes it can lead into insistent pandering to women at the expense of their other men's well-being. I think oftentimes a lot of guys do choose women and their partner, they're a girl. I mean, I can count the amount of times that a guy would choose hanging out with a girl or doing something to attract a girl over than their homeboys. It happens all the time. And so I don't know. I don't know the studies that would lead to the reasoning behind why we do this, but it is a thing that we do. I think it's important as adulting men to value obviously your partner, but also your homies too. Bear, you came in and yeah, he never showed up, Bear. I know you wanted to see this too. I wanted to see it as well. I've called him 1, 2, 3, 4 times now. Dude pussied out. Don't know what to tell you. All right. Anyways, these factors, I'm debating with myself. These factors contribute to men being, hold up, right here. We're right here. Yeah, they didn't pick up again. No, shocker. These factors contribute to men being a disorganized, cemented, marginalized group that are unable to rectify their oppressive social conditions, assuming they bother to even acknowledge the existence of them in the first place. Okay, so let's dive into this. Disorganized is segmented. I don't have anything to say about that. Marginalized group. I don't think we're a marginalized group, because marginalized means, let's look at the definition of marginalized. Treated as insignificant or peripheral. That is an insane take to think that men are the marginalized group. Now you can dive into this and say like black men, Asian men, like that makes more sense. But like men as a whole is not the marginalized group. If we're really taking this like apples to apples as much as we can, I'm pretty sure most laws, most medical research, most lawmakers, most political positions, most high income positions, CEOs. I mean, it's usually dudes. we're calling the shots. We're even the ones who are pressuring other dudes to be the way, our whole idea. Like, a lot of the issues stem from us putting it upon other men. Like wars are started usually by two men. Sometimes because they want the same girl, but it's still the dudes, so that's just goofy. That's a goofy take. Marginalized group that are unable to rectify their oppressive social conditions. Also, guys, if you're at this point in the video, I just want to mention, I'm going to do my best at making this live stream entertaining. We are going to read more of the Pro Male Collective, and he's not going to have a say because he didn't even show up. So I'm just going to debate myself. But yeah, so we're gonna make this live stream the best that it can be, even regardless of the debate. We're gonna go into the whole, let's do the whole freaking forum after this, man. I'm pissed. This is gonna be a longer stream. I already know it, and that's okay with me, dude. I'm about to text my work. Actually, my work's doing okay. Wait, let me text my work, make sure that everything's good at the shop, and then I'll lock in. Good. All right, let me lock in. We're gonna have a good stream out of this. Watch. All right. Where were we? Marginalized group that are unable to rectify their oppressive social conditions. Okay, assuming that they bothered to even acknowledge that. Okay, I'm not gonna chime in on this because we already talked so much about just the whole marginalized BS. Meanwhile, women are a highly organized upper class group. I would argue that women are not also highly organized. I don't think either group is that organized. Upper class is insane. That if anything, this shows you that the writer of this views themselves as inferior, which is sad because I feel like you shouldn't view yourself as upper or lower of any group, really. I mean, you can if it's true, but to say that women are the higher upper class group is so goofy, in which feminism aims to further push their rule they have over men through their orchestration of political campaigns and false narratives that aim to disparage, gaslight, and demonize the male party. That is such a misrepresentation of what actual feminism is. Maybe extreme feminism. Try reading other pages. Oh yeah. But those CEOs are a tiny fraction of, yeah. All right, let's dive into this. So let's talk about how feminism, which is the fight for women's equality, right, has further pushed the rule that they have over men. Do you think that women have rule over men? Now, you can say, and here would be the argument for this. You can say that because biologically men want to reproduce with women, that oftentimes a lot of decisions that we make are for women. That is totally, if they said that, I would be like, okay, that's a pretty great argument that I can also somewhat agree with. Sorry, let me ban this person. Banned. All right, cool. But hold on, where were we? Meanwhile, women are political campaigns is so goofy because men are all the ones calling the shots. We're going through a battle right now on how women can't make a decision on something regarding their body. Obviously, you guys know what I'm talking about, Roe versus Wade, but what? What even is this? God, I wish Asuka was here so I could talk to them about this. And false narratives that aim to disparage, gaslight, and demonize the male party. See, again, this is the whole thing. I think it's post hoc because they're completely exclusive things. Men's rights is something that we should debate about 100%, but it's the debate within itself. It has nothing to do with feminism. I think that's a whole nother debate. They're completely independent debates. Sometimes the topics intertwine. However, just because men's want to be less oppressed doesn't make women less oppressed. Or wait, so men wanting to be more less oppressed doesn't make women more oppressed or less. It's just two different things where both people should be legit. Anyways, The end goal, full systematic subjugation of the male population through legalized violence of government parties worldwide. That's wild to say. That is so goofy. Women have full spectrum social authority over the male underclass. No, we actually make laws for women's bodies. Just want you guys to think about that. Oh, you're good, LJ. But yeah, you can whenever there's some bots. But yeah, so like, what? Imagine if there was a world where women were in control and the lawmakers of women decide that men can no longer all have to, we'll make it an apples to apples kind of comparison, or as much as I can. All men have to wear condoms. Let's make that a rule, right? Obviously, that's a goofy thing. You got banned on Kick? That's insane. How do you even get banned on Kick? But yeah, so to say that, imagine if all men had to wear condoms. How many people would flip out? Like, they would just flip out and be like, no, I'm not going to do it. And stuff. Like, come on, dude. And no other group has had as much political, social, and cultural domination over another group of people in the course of human history. That is an insane statement. Hold on, let me read that again. Women have the full spectrum social authority over the male underclass, and no other group has had as much political, social, and cultural domination over another group of people in the course of human history. What about taking away someone's rights to vote? Both when we talk about African Americans and also women. What the hell are you even talking about at this point? Mandatory vasectomies. Yeah, that's a great comparison, actually. Yeah, that might be one of the goofiest things you could say. Insane. Oh, Kick is banned in Philippines. Yeah, valid. Honestly, valid after the whole, all the incidents with IRL streamers going into Asian countries and causing mayhem. The current men's rights, by the way, I'm leaving this Discord thing here because just in case if they do call, I highly doubt they will, but if they do. The current men's rights movement, men's right is basically dead. A novel could be written on all the mistakes that the old anti-feminist communities repeatedly make. Most people in men's rights spaces still believe in feminist concepts and consider the complete rejection of feminist ideas to be radical and extremist. Many women, men's rights activists are appeasers, cowards, and sellouts, if not just outright traitors to the male sex, since they undermine their own cause constantly. Okay, so I've read this already. I read this on the channel. The next portion of this is just like all their reasons and all they have like 8 steps on how they think that they can progress as a movement. And I would dive all into that if Asuka was here, obviously. But I'm not gonna, because now we are going to be reading the Pro Male Collective as up to date. You guys can kind of get the gist of their manifesto. And I'll just speed run their 8 little things. Men need to have a correct mindset. Most male spaces either excessively spam out of narrative based on male hostility, blah, blah, blah. Men need to be proactive. They must strive to propagate pro-male ideas as much as possible outside of their own spaces. Men not only need to be proactive, they need to coordinate in this approach, using teamwork to signal boost each other. Coordination can be a blah, blah, blah. Pro-male men must step up in their own online pop culture spaces and gatekeep them. That is insane to purposely say that to gatekeep. We must avoid becoming a self-marginalized subculture. 6, we are a vanguard ideology, and we will remain so until we can wake up enough men. Wake up! 7, strong man posturing and coping behaviors must be discouraged. And then 8, we must reject feminism completely and utterly. So we must reject women wanting to be equal, is what he's saying. We must reject the label completely. We must reject the ideology completely. We must reject all excuse for why feminism was valid in the past, as all of them are based on total lies and half-truths. So that's their ideology in a nutshell. And I had a bunch of stuff prepared to talk to this guy, but you know what? We're going to dive into the form anyways, because Now I'm pissed. I'm pissed at this guy, Asuka, for making himself look like a fool, but also me for wanting to debate. Should have known better. These guys, they don't want to debate, bro. They don't want the smoke. I literally, and to think that it only took me really 2 hours to come up with all these topic points here and all these research. I literally only spent 2 hours. There's so much research on how, yes, there are certain things that men can be oppressed in, but there are so many more things that women are. Sometimes I wonder if these kinds of people are just see femme in feminism and don't know what it means. Yeah, literally. Feminism is just really, like, true feminism is just that women or people who want women to have rights, equal rights. All right. Let's read some of their little forms. And I know one of them motherfuckers is going to be watching this video. So I just want to let you know, the pro male collective person out there that's watching this right now. Hopefully it's, what is it? What's that one guy who made 2 videos on me? I had him pulled up. Let me find him. City Crusher. I hope it's you. You guys chickened out of this live stream, okay? Yeah, thank you, Paper Kitten, for also reminding again, just like LJ. Thank you, both you guys. But you guys chickened out of the debate. I am still here, ready to debate if someone was actually legitimately ready to debate me, because I don't think they're prepared. I don't think you guys are, pro male collective people, are prepared to debate someone who will actually agree with you in a little bit of the stuff, but also actually challenge your guys' thoughts with like normal studies that are unbiased. You guys don't want that because you guys don't want to hear the other side. You guys just want to live in your little world, live in your little bubble. And hey, look, that's cool, but that's dangerous. If we all just lived in our own bubble and not had conversations and not open our mind to other thoughts, just like me, I was open to hearing out Asuka and his life and his whole thing. Man, this shit pisses me off. But anyways, let's dive into the form. A little goofy goobers ass. Hold up, I got a text from my work. All right. How to survive in this age as a man. Wait, did we read this already? Oh yeah, we read this one. Let's dive into another one. It's a pretty poppin' form. I'm noticing these are like 4 hours ago, 3 hours ago. Here we go. We already read all these. Worst first date fears by gender. Worst first date fears by gender. And I love how they pull up a meme that they found on Pro Male Collective, by the way. Worst first date fears. What if he splits the bill? Bro, are you serious right now? You really think... Evening, Carol. You think that's the girl's worst first date fear? I'm pretty sure the worst first date fear is that their partner isn't Ted Bundy and gonna like unalive them or like R-word them. Something like that, maybe. Men, what if she R-words or murders me? Okay, this is satire. This has to be satire. Because men are never fearing that. What? Why is this even a post, bro? What if he, yeah, A-words me, literally. What is this? Are you winning, right winger? Keep calm and smash your balls with hammer. Okay. So they're making fun of, I guess, right-wing people who were listening to David Goggins, watching Jocko Willink, and drinking fish oil on a treadmill, and viewing women as important. Never. This is such a generalization of a right-winged person because, hot take, but I don't think a lot of the right, and I'm saying this as someone who's in the middle, the right actually works out. I've seen a lot of right people who are really fat and don't care about their bodies as much as I've seen left people as that as well. I've actually known a lot of my friends that are extremely on the left that are very into David Goggins and Jocko Willink as well. I also actually, this is going to be a hot take, but I actually think most people should read Jocko Willink's book, Extreme Ownership. you can have your own takes on it, but there are some things in his book of extreme ownership that is very important to not just men, but women and men who are in any position where they're either overseeing other people or trying to oversee their life. Because the whole book's theme is essentially taking ownership for your actions and your mistakes and your everything, Yeah, Carol, I just want to let you know they flaked. And I still have the Discord pulled up right here. If you see it on screen right above my head. I called and just to remind you guys, they messaged 30 minutes before the stream and they said 30 minutes to go, right? And right after that, I said, yep, setting up stream now. You ready? I am live. I'll be waiting. Please let me know when you're ready. And then called them 5 times, never to be heard from again. Just so you guys are caught up in what happens. More than likely, they're going to come up with something that happened. They're going to message me tomorrow. If they're willing to set up another time to debate, I think next time I'm literally going to only press the stream button if they actually pick up the call first. And we're just going to dive right into it. But yeah, anyways, but some of you guys, if they even do ever do it, you guys will be hearing the same stuff that I discussed today. They're going to get an advantage of hearing what I was going to say, but it doesn't change what I'm going to say. I'm just curious what they're going to say about it. But anyways, would have been interesting. I know. Oh, thanks. It's got dogs on it. A bunch of dogs. I got this in the women's aisle of Walmart. All right, let's read some more of the Pro Male Collective. All right. So what do we actually do? Oh, I already dude, what? Hold up. Oh, I was about to say. These are not brand new. Some of them are older, but they're replied recently. Interesting. Okay. Because I already read that one. Why don't you approach me? Of course, it's another meme. Let's go. Why don't you approach me? As the woman says to the man. And the woman in this is viewed as the wolf, as the guy is the lamb, which is such a goofy, misrepresentation of how it's actually like, because guys are usually this, as guys are the one who can literally overpower a woman. But let's read what he has to say. So he pulls up an article saying, unalive all men. Software engineer gets 20 years RI for R-wording women on false promise of marriage. We conducted study 5 to address 2 final questions. Oh, wait, hold up. Valerie Solana says, to call a man an animal is to flatter him. He's a machine, a walking D-word. It's often said that men use women. Use them for what? Surely not pleasure. I mean, both sides can be saying, please stop me. Actually, I think it's the woman is saying, please stop approaching me. Yeah. We conducted study 5 to address 2 final questions. First, we are curious how patterns of responses to multiply categorizable targets varied for different subgroups of our respondents. For example, although we found pro-female, anti-male evaluate bias to be the most important driver of our results, past work has been found that such biases tend to larger in women than in men. Essay by gender. Male victim, female attacker versus male attacker. And for female victim, it's all male. Huh. Really? I don't know if this is true, but wait, hold up. Average past 12-month prevalence. I want to see how they conducted the study, because it seems very cherry-picked, in my opinion, because the majority of people who... And there is an argument that some men don't report their essays, but I'm pretty sure most essays on guys are by other guys. I could be wrong, though. Also, it would be goofy to argue that women aren't the ones who are more the victims. Now, Are men victims underrepresented? 100%. But I think it doesn't mean that women's victims should be seen any differently either. Both victims are victims in these situations, and it's disgusting to even think about either side getting, essayed. Hi, Arch. Good to see you in here. I just want to let you know that we are not debating anymore because this dude never picked up. They flaked. 30 minutes before talking to him, they flaked like a baby, like a little baby. But yeah, on to the next little topic. Let's see what other topics they're talking about in here. Okay, the streets are unsafe for men. Okay. Got a picture here. Looks like a helicopter and a protest. Our townships are unsafe for men. Okay. Men are the oppressed gender, not women. Again, we already dove into this earlier. It's so goofy. Wherever you go, is it men who are unalived simply for being men? Men who are unalive for being men. Where has that been a thing? Where has a guy been alive for just being a guy? Even if you were to argue that women have been alive just for women, there's always been a reasoning behind it. Like when, like the witch trials, right? Or even also, which is so silly that was a thing. Also, if you go to like, I think Saudi Arabia or some of the Muslim areas that are smaller, you see oftentimes where if a woman gets R-worded or something like that, they could get stoned to death for cheating. Like stuff like that, bro. There's a book on this. Book. I'm pretty sure, yeah, The Stoning of Soraya M. Yeah, there's a whole book on this, which is like insane. If you guys ever want to read that, that's like based on a journalist's take on when they came, or not even take, it was like a nonfiction book of a true story that happened to Soraya, who was in an Iranian village. That shit is sad as hell. I do not recommend you read or watch the movie unless you want to learn about this, like literally, because it's very sad and it's a thing that happens, and people, yeah, sorry. But yeah, that's like the argument against this. 80% of homicide victims worldwide are men. Yeah, but who's doing it? Men. So why are we talking about women when it comes to men unaliving men? You get what? Man, I really wish one of them were to debate me, because I'm just like, how does that make sense? I think you guys are targeting your anger at the wrong group. If anything, we should target not each other, but like we should discuss this within ourselves as guys. No country and no street is safe for women. Wait, let's and I know City Crusher and these like pro male collective guys are gonna debate me on this little topic right here. Let's search it up. Do men or women let's see, what is it? We'll do homicide. Well, commit would be a better word, but let's see what the source is before I use it. So there was American homicides are mostly men. Here we go. Going into our world in data.org, American homicide victims are mostly men, except when the killer is an intimate partner. Yeah. So hold up. These are victims. I want to see who are the perpetrators. Based off of this, does it give us like a... Where's the source though? Homicide statistics by gender. Okay, so Wikipedia and also United Nations Office. Okay. Perpetrator gender, around 90% of homicides worldwide are committed by males. There we go. That is wild because there is documented femicide in other countries outside the U.S. Oh, really? I'm trying to recall if I've read any. I don't think I know of any personally, but I can believe it, dude. Yeah, it's just so goofy. And it's a little gay too. Like, I know I'm not saying that in like a bad way, but like to want to unalive a woman for being a woman, that a little gay. Because it's like you're wanting to be in a society with just dudes. So yeah. I mean, like, actually though, I'm not even saying it in a bad way, like it genuinely is. Anyways, yeah, so that's already debunked. No country and no street is safe for men. Dude, no country and no street is safe for anyone. Especially not safe for women. Because men are more strong. No country and no street. It's so funny because we're scared of other men. What do you mean? While women can walk around semi-naked in the middle of the night without fear of anything happening to them. Bruh, there is no way you wrote this seriously. This has to be satire. This gotta be rage bait, right? Like, are you serious? Who wrote this? Special_weirdo. Dude, are you fucking dead ass? Like, are you, like, I'm about to say some really bad things, but I'm not gonna say it. But like, are you serious right now, dude? No country, women can walk around semi-naked in the middle of the night without fear of anything happening to them. Do you know how many people, like, women fear R-word, SA, all that stuff, especially when they're walking around semi-naked? I know some people literally walking around with hoodies on and stuff just because they don't want this to happen to them. The UN put out a report, Google UN femicide. I will Google it, but I'm going to Google Paper Kitten. Give me one second. I'm going to Google it off camera just because I don't want to get demonetized in my sin. Oh, wow. Femicide rate. Whoa. I think I can put this on. I can put this on the screen. Whoa. Mostly Paraguay, huh? That's crazy. Wild. But there's a lot of data on this stuff too. It's interesting. I never really looked into that. No rush, just offering for a future review too. I tend to walk alone at night with headphones, often in a bigger city too, and I'm most worried about groups of sketchy looking dudes. 100%. Does men's rights activists mean fighting posts about feminism and swapping the genders or finding replacements? Yeah, literally. That's why I wish this person would have debated me. Because, like, I'm not saying that I would win the debate, but, like, I just want to hear them out. Because, like, how can you really justify this ideology of thinking? Because, like, bro, what in the world? Like, all right, I'm being real right now. All right, I'm putting myself in this little scenario. Let's say I'm in, Charlotte, since it's the closest big city to me. I'm in Charlotte. It's like 9 p.m. at night, right? No, let's go 10:30 at night. I'm walking in uptown Charlotte, and I see in an alleyway, I have to walk on a more narrow street. Like, let's say I'm outside of uptown. I'm in like Plaza Midwood, right? Having to walk an alleyway, and I see 4 dudes just looking like that, and they're just looking and stuff. Innately, the survivalism in me is going to be a little bit more cautious, right? I'm just like, okay, what could happen? Because one, I'm thinking most of the time violence is done by men, right? 2, most of the time robbings are done by men. 3, most of the time unalivings are done by men. So like a lot of this stuff, right? So I'm like naturally a little bit more cautious. It's also nighttime. You don't know what's going on. And then let's flip it. It's 4 girls dressed the same way, but they're girls. They're smaller stature because women are naturally smaller. They got long hair. I am still going to be a little bit cautious of getting robbed. I'm not going to lie. That's just like a natural instinct because I know women do that too. I mean, the girl in Venice, Italy, that got in trouble. But I don't think I'd be fearing for my life as much. I probably should, but innately in my body, I'm not. just because I'm like, anyone could have a pew pew in the States, so that's scary. But outside of that, if it's like, I feel like I could outrun them. Unless they have a pew pew, then I'm screwed. But, you know, I don't know. But if it's a dude, I'm like, I might be screwed because I don't know if I can outrun some dudes. Yeah, so that's my take on that. I don't know how we got there, but there we are. We need androcide laws. What is androcide? Sorry, I'm uneducated. I need to know what that means. Androcide is a systematic unaliving of men or boys specifically because of their sex or gender. Huh. I guess that's a thing too. That's crazy that that's a thing in both men and women cultures. The biblical narrative of massacres of the innocents, boys under the age of 2 were selected to be executed by. Interesting. They on that freaking, what's that dude from Game of Thrones who like unalived all his male, or gave up all his male babies to the White Walkers? Craster Skeep. In South Africa, 90% of all homicide victims are men. Yes, and this is the thing though. I wanted to debate these guys on this. Who's causing these unalivings, right? Men. More times than not. So what is your argument? That's a problem we should discuss as a whole. Like, we should not be unaliving each other. Yeah, 100%. And the number, and I think in their eyes, they're like, well, why aren't they unaliving the women? And I'm like, how does that make anything better? Why are we unaliving people in general? And the number is 6 to 7 times. Also, because oftentimes women are having to deal with R word and stuff, and maybe not even unaliving. And the number is 6 to 7 higher to the global average. What is society's reaction? Creating a feminist movement, specifically downplaying androcide. This is such a red herring. How did you connect this to feminism? I'm just confused. Specific downplaying androcide and push the narrative that gender-based violence affect women only. The truth is that GBV affect men and men only. What's GBV? But yeah, what a red herring ass fucking thing to throw in there. Gender-based violence. I don't know. I feel like it affects both people. No, why is there terms for both of them? It's so silly. It's messed up in general, and it's sad that everything is these people versus those people. Yeah, I fully agree. I think that's 6 to 7. That's the whole freaking thing that we're arguing here. It's just stupid. Why do we even have a whole community of people saying it? Okay, what my thing is why is the pro male collective targeting feminism when we should be discussing and improving male-to-male relationships? Because that's the real issue that can improve, because we are the ones in control of many situations. No, are we not? We're the ones who are the lawmakers. We are the ones who that. Why are we not protecting ourselves? That's the discussion. It has nothing to do with women, but you guys are using women as a red herring to let out all your frustrations when they can't even do anything about it anyways. So like, it's just, I don't know. Just goofy. It's goofy. Okay, let's talk about the political power. Apparently Andrew here, talks about the myth of male political power. Post from post-male collective subreddit. Reposting another one of my posts that got banned from the subreddit. It's so funny that they got banned on Reddit. One of my core tenets of the feminist patriarchy myth is that men have political power, which serves their interests and rights, because most politicians are male. Okay, let's see where he's going before I goof off at this. On the flip side, some tradcons advocate for stripping women of voting rights, making the MRMs look deranged in the process. In the belief that that this would mean the end of misandry, as only male politicians would get elected. However, the reality is that the vast majority of male politicians are completely anti-male. How? They support anti-male policies like the draft, unequal R-word and DV laws. What? Criminal law biased against men, marriage, and child support. They act against their own interests as well as against their fellow men. Support anti-male. Interesting. One example is, he pulls in the U.S.'s current president, who has been dubbed a manosphere candidate by the media and has put out a statement on Men's Mental Health Month calling attention to male unalivings. Many men consider him to be a pro-male politician, when in fact he is anything but. The president aligns with and praises TERFs, spending more time concerning trolling about trans women in sports than solving any of men's issues. And in fact, that's another red herring, because how is that connected? And in fact, made some issues worse, for example, by sending men and 0 women into horrible camps in El Salvador. Another example is from Spain, in the country that a horribly anti-male law called the Organic Law of Comprehensive Protection Measures Against Violence Against Women. I'm not going to try to say that in Spanish. Passed in 2004, with the entire Spanish parliament voting in favor. The law established a special violence against women. Kangaroo courts set a higher punishment for male perpetrators of domestic violence than for female ones, and overall stripped men of the rights to due process and presumption of innocence, as well as equality under the law. During that time, men made up 64% of the lower house of parliament and could easily trash the anti-male law, yet none of them vote against. Pro-male men cannot rely on established parties and politicians. Yeah, I don't think anyone can rely on parties and politicians. I don't think it has to do with just pro-male men, even if they are male or pretend to be for men. Instead, we need to organize and establish a pro-male political platform without feminist and tradcon influence, which would advocate for men's human rights with zero compromise. What? TRF means trans exclusionary radical feminists. It refers to a group of women that are known for being against transgender people. Oh yeah, there's a lot of those. But yeah, so their argument here is that politicians, even ran by men, are putting out laws that are anti-men. Now, here's my thing. First off, the definition of anti-men is subjective because their view is different than my view. That's the first thing I want to establish. The second thing is to say that certain laws are anti-men versus other laws are really silly because it's just so disconnected. Post hoc, red herring, it's all of that, all of the fallacies. Because I'm pretty sure like there's laws right now that are telling just women what they can do with a specific thing and action in their bodies. It doesn't even pertain to men. Like literal, like, so that's just really stupid. So then if we say this, then who really is in the power of men? Like, you know, it's just, I don't know. It's silly. Wow. Okay. This one's interesting. Damn, this is long. All right, let's read it. The natural alliance between feminism and, I don't want to say that on YouTube because I don't want to get it monetized, online and offline. Both serve as, it's the Z word ism. Both serve as oxygen for colonization of space. There's a link between feminism and Z word. And it is of a shared ideology function. Both serve as complementary tools for colonial and national projects. Their alliance is built on an accusatory framework and a strategic manipulation of victimhood that systematically erases male suffering to justify violence and disposition. Huh. Interesting. Interesting. Oh, Jessica, you don't know what I don't want to say that, but you don't know what that is? I'll just pull it up. I'm just scared that YouTube. So it's a nationalist movement that advocates for the establishment, development, and protection of Jewish national state in the history homeland of the Jewish people. So it's a big hot topic right now with everything going on in the Middle East. I obviously one spot, but I'm not going to say it because YouTube does shadow ban for people who talk about that. And so he just called you Joski. Who? But yeah, so they're saying that there's an alliance between that and feminism, which is weird and goofy because most of the people I know who like are girls are wanting rights and they could be for or against. How is this connected? Completely just two opposite things. But anyways, the accusatory framework, manufacturing the criminal male other. Okay. At its heart, both ideologies rely on identifying a specific demographic of men as the incoherent problem of the source. This dehumanization creates the necessary pretext for control and violence. That's false because there are people who are this right here, the Z word, who are women. What the hell are you even talking about? Historically, this framework labeled black men as savages to justify blah, 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 blah. What are you talking about, bro? This is just a whole load of bullshit. The fact that somebody has enough time to write this, I'm not even diving into this one because it doesn't even make sense to connect two different ideologies that have nothing to do with each other at all. Oh God, this is funny because I actually watch Coop. All right, YouTuber attacking legal consensual relationships, defaming mostly men. This YouTuber is attacking legal consenting relationships in a video. These kind of YouTubers need to be stopped. Please report this and leave a comment on the video and report it. LOL. I actually watch Coop sometimes. He's a YouTuber that just does goofy things. Oh, Jessica. Good taste. Damn, you watch me and Coop? Oh, I saw somebody watches like August the Duck and stuff. It's always funny when we see that we all kind of like watch the same kind of stuff. It's just fun. Everyone join the Discord. It's a fun place to have more conversations like this. Oh yeah, totally. We discussed it up in the Discord. Let me pull up my Discord. Right now, let me pull up Looney Gang. What are we talking about? Oh, you guys are trolling Asuka? Oh, that's so funny. Oh, that's so goofy. The amount of times I've looked up Loon to see his channel instead of combing through it, my subscriptions just to get it. It's very funny to me. Yeah, that's funny. But yeah, anyway, so Coop does this video here where he discussed the age gap relationship apocalypse, right? Young women dating older men, and he's saying it's like creepy, it's goofy, and all that stuff, which is honestly a great video idea. And I think I low-key want to make a video idea on this. Do you guys want to see this? Because I know on my TikTok feed and my Instagram feed a lot of these relationships that have been popping up, and it's just weird. I think it's just a common habit for extremists to portray all different ideologies of stemming from the same. Yeah, it's super. It's I forgot the fallacy for it, but it's to group them all and then connect them all as like bad people, you know. Too bad you don't speak Russian. I recently dove into a Russian incel theory where the dude practically promotes communism without any body count shaming and talks about some type of energy. I wish I could speak Russian so I can read that. That sounds wild. Yeah, I like Coop. He's funny. Some of his videos I don't watch, but there are some like this one that is really funny. And it's funny because the dude here is literally just goofing off at how cringy and weird it is that there's like 50-year age gap groups. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave the Discord server on the thing so you guys can see the Discord, I guess. But yeah, it is gross and it's weird. If you see an old ass dude who could be a grandfather, let alone a great grandfather of a girl, and they're like kissing and stuff, is that not weird? And then this guy, of course, pro male people are like, oh, this is a legal consensual relationship, and this defamation. Dude, just because you're in a relationship doesn't mean you can't get goofed at, bro. People do it all the time. To report that is so silly. It's just goofy, man. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm not reading that. Wow. All right, I'm gonna have to blur this one, guys. Sorry. This one says circumcision is worse than R word. Yes, you read that right. Circumcision is objectively worse than male to on female R word. Does that sound insane, wrong, and triggering to you? Even if you're an MRA? Well, that may be due to your internalized misandry. But don't worry. Today, I will carefully explain why the male genital mutilation, which is a more appropriate term, is worse than R word. Bro, what are we about to read? I'll unblur here in a little bit, but I got to read this first excerpt. This is insane. Can we just talk about how Asuka robbed us with this debate, which was going to be a Christmas present to 12K subs? Come on. Yeah, for real. Dude is ghosting all of us. It's pissing me off. It really pissed me off, if anything, man. And also, I think we're like 1 subscriber away from 13K. Am I right? Oh, we hit 13K? Oh, hey, I just realized we hit 13K subscribers. Thank you so much, guys. We hit it while on here. I think we just hit it. Sorry, this is a big moment. I'm about to read this, but... Oh, 13,001. Thank you so much, guys. Merry Christmas. It's great. 14K up next. Loading. Speaks about how it's got keyboard words. Yeah, we got it. We got it. 14K next now. All right, but yeah, so this person is about to discuss. Thank you guys for all of your W's and chat and the congrats and all that. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. I love you guys. So they're about to say how male mutilization or circumcision is worse than R word. So 1, circumcisions cause more harm than R word. Bro, what are you saying? Are you serious? What a way to hit 13K. Talking about this. R word can only be comparable circumcision if the R worder also mutilates the victim's S organs. What? Since R worders do not usually do such, the vast majority of R words are not as harmful as the mutilization of a PP of a helpless infant. Dude, the infant doesn't even... What? Basically, circumcision of helpless baby boys is equivalent to SA and permanently wounding with a deadly weapon. What are you talking about? All right, let's unblur now. Oh boy. All right. Baby boys are completely all right, so 2, the power differential of the victims. Baby boys are completely helpless. Brother, some of the women who get R-worded are completely helpless. What are you even fucking talking about? They cannot even speak for themselves. The average female victim of R has a much better chance of fighting back against their attacker than a completely helpless newborn. The criminal justice system takes into account a vulnerability of the victim. The more powerless the victim is, the more of the graded of the offense. The average R victim is able to try and seek justification or justice and get the perpetrator of the crime punished. Helpless newborn can't. Bro, we're really comparing like surgery procedure to literal taking the autonomy away from a woman's body and just doing stuff to it. What are you fucking on, bro? So like, are we smoking deep fried? LJ, I'm dead. I would not say circumcision is harmless, but worse than R word is not a good take. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there can be some studies on why it may be immoral and things like that for sure. I mean, I'm not cut, like I'm uncirc, but I don't like what? I don't even know what to say about this comparison. Also, children naturally born with their parents, all kids therefore naturally Stockholm syndrome victims. What? Natural. Okay. Many victims of male genital mutilation are completely unable to comprehend or articulate the A word and betrayal done to them. That's you. Yeah, you can argue that if you want, but how does that compare to getting literally R-worded? So it is a double whammy. The victim can't get legal address, but many times they can't even understand that they have been abused. See, that's also silly because you just said they can't even understand that they have been A-worded, where in the other case, they do understand that they are R-worded and they still can't do anything about it. And now it has to be in their thoughts for the rest of eternity in life. Think about that. Which one's worse? Something that's done to you where you can't even comprehend what's done to you, or something that's done to you where you can comprehend it and you can't do anything about it and you have to sit there and endure it. What is worse? Genuinely, bruh. Think about that. Like, what are you, like, restarted? Like, what is going on here? I love how the stream, I put the stream on here. It's kind of funny. I should do this in more of our live streams, huh? LOL. Let's see. Let's see if I can make a, hold on. I'm going to make my Discord thing. Make it bigger. There we go. Now you guys can see the whole Discord. Can I move this? Oops. I meant to move this. All right, sorry. There you go. Now you guys can see the whole chat. But yeah, it's just, what the hell are we reading? I've heard so many guys say that they're glad they were circ. I have never heard someone once say that they were glad they were essayed. Literally, bro. Like, what? That's such a great combo. One, infants are also essayed. Two, it's not even uncomfortable for an essay to leave you extremely physically wounded or even disabled, sadly. Yeah. Insane. All right, so the existence of misandry is another take that they have. Men live in an anti-male misandric society where men are shown less compassion than women. That means on top of being able to get justice, male victims are less likely to get support or help to deal with their trauma of genital mutilation. What? Male victims get gaslighted by society and are told that they are not victims when they have been aided and tortured in the most vile manner. They were strapped down as a hopeless toddler and had the most sensitive part of their body removed without anesthetic. The male victim was not tortured, but was unnecessarily put at the risk of death. Is that true? I don't think nowadays it's not that risky. If this was happening to females, such practice, which it does happen to females. We debunked this earlier, some places. Such practices would have been considered an outrage. Women would be marching on the street and protesting, while white knight men would attack and beat up doctors who performed male circumcision. Even helpless baby boys are considered disposable subhumans. What are you on? Do you want to be in the video, buddy? You guys hear him meowing? What? You want to be in the video? Sora wants to be in the video. Sora, how do you feel about getting neutered? Do you think it's worse than getting R-worded? What's your thoughts? What's your thoughts on this, buddy? He didn't even know. See? That's the difference. I'm gonna personally never gonna defend Cirque. I just compare. I think the comparison doesn't make sense. Like, why not just call Cirque SA, which I could be a better argument. Yeah, for real. Meow. Meow, 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 meow. This is his we hit 13,000 subscribers dance. Meow, 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 meow. You know that one cat meme where like they're like playing on the piano? It's like dun, 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 dun. Oh, his brother's here now. What's up? You guys just woke up from your nap? Huh? You guys also mad at Asuka? I love how calm he is just to be held. He's lucky he has no knowledge of these topics. Yeah, for real. Hold up. I'm going to hold him up like this. Watch this, guys. They're so, like, normalized by my BS. I just be like, goof. He's just like a rug that I could take with me. Oh, okay. All right. There you go, buddy. Cloud doesn't put up with as much shit. Isn't that right, Cloud? He's coming. He's coming. He's coming. I'm going to bring him on camera. Hold up. All right. Let's see if Cloud can put up with as much. How do you feel about your mutilization, buddy? You feel like it's worse than anything else, huh? He's actually pretty chill, too. Look at him dancing. 13,000 subscribers. You guys like their little cat bed? My girlfriend bought that for them. They love that thing. It's one of those squishmallow beds for pets. You love that thing, don't you? Why are you meowing so much? Oh, it's almost time for them to eat again. That's why. All right. Anyways, back to the conversation at hand. That means. All right. Wait. Hold up. Where are we? Gaslit. Blah blah blah. If this were to happen to females, blah, blah, blah. Even helpless baby boys are considered disposable subhumans. If you have a foreskin, feel it and think to yourself, I only have this part of my body because my parents allowed it. Society did not grant boys the protection of genital mutilation that it grants girls. So what's your argument? Would you want women? I'm confused. I'm confused at where this is going. All right, so number 4, the institutional nature of circumcision compared to the illegal status of R-word act. Quite simply, unlike baby D mutilization, R-word is not prompted or promoted or performed by any state-run institutions. R-worders of women are considered subhuman scum of the earth, as they should be considered. Are you kidding me? On the other hand, and not just of women, of anyone, of men too. On the other hand, baby D cutting only gets a mere shrunk for many people. You even have to be on mainstream social media praising circumcision, bragging about it, having it done to their kids, or threatening to do it to have any kid they have. What? People bragging about R-wording kids or women would most likely be hunted down by a mob, as they should. What the hell are you even talking about? If they didn't end up in jail first, circumcision is a legitimate legal practice in the eyes of society, while art is illegal. Again, this is another post hoc. How are they connected? If you like the live, be sure to go down and click that thumbs up button. Yeah, LJ. Also, hi, Clink. Good to see you in chat. All right, let's find another good one before we close it up here. I've been running for 2 hours now. I'm still pissed that old boy did not pick up my messages here. This is what female privilege looks like. Okay. According to a victim, yeah, I'm not even reading that one because I'm not going to risk getting demonetized. Show spreading. Okay, so we're talking about Feminist YouTube channel spreading misandry and manipulating viewers. Okay. I want this channel to be exposed and spread around. There needs to be more calling out users like this. This YouTuber has claimed that men who like feminine women want to date children and compare traditional femininity to PDF file. I don't agree with that take, but it depends on what their take on feminine women is. If it's like really like, oh, I like how like small and things like that, a little weird, but let's see. Defended the T app despite it doxing and defending. Okay, so this person's pretty goofy, like the YouTuber, because you should not be defending an app that doxes people. And 3, spreading other misandric conspiracy theories. Bronny Claire. Huh. Well, I don't know her, so I have nothing to say about her. I don't know if she's misandric or not. I will say that that's funny that you watch her too. I will say that I don't defend the T app by any means. Yeah. Oh, you thought it was someone else. Hey, you know what? I wonder if Asuka is in. Can we search? Well, I haven't seen Asuka yet. I wonder if they're in the Pro Male Collective. Because that would be really funny. How do we... Okay, I'm going to put up Asuka. There's nothing in... Hold up. Dang. What? There's categories. Wild. If you guys want me to dive into like a whole meme... What are other... There's so many memes. It's all posted by Blaze Whisper. Or no, not Blaze Whispers. Special Weirdo. Okay, but first let me educate you about feminism. Oh my god. These guys are the worst. Kind of expected it. Yeah, they bailed. They don't want the smoke. Feel like certain people only are able to talk in their echo chambers. But the thing is, Clank... I was open to hearing them out, like genuinely. I came out, if you watch the first 5 minutes of the stream, I was talking about how I'm going to be as respectful as possible, take their ideologies into consideration, because there are little bits of their ideology that I do believe are issues that men face, 100%. My issue was that how the hell is it connected to feminism? Like, women wanting rights doesn't take away our rights. Like that, it's two things that are different, bro. Like that was my whole thing. And like most of their takes are stupid. They're targeting the wrong group. She is not a misandrist. I watched a few of her videos of her. Definitely twisted in her statements. Yeah, I believe that, Katie. They're probably, these guys, man, they're using anything and everything just to push their narrative, as most people do. When you're on any form of media, you're going to find anything, you're going to cherry pick, you're going to misrepresent it, a lot of things just to push whatever thing. That's why a lot of the research that I brought into today's assuming discussion would have happened were as unbiased as possible. It was a lot of like Library of Medicine, World Bank data and so forth, because I was trying to like stay away from that. Who is she? She was... too late now. I don't know. You might have to rewind. I can't find it anymore. It was like some YouTuber. If it pops up again, I'll show you. But yeah, I'm trying to read one more. I gotta pee and I gotta go because I gotta go to work. But I'm gonna read one more good one. Feminism is a hate movement. I'm not reading that one. This guy's the worst, bro. It's special weirdo. He's not the worst, but still, like, just posting so much. God, look how much is him. Yeah, she was blonde. Arch. It kind of annoys me how they connected to slavery and such things, because that's just delusional. City Crusher won't leave my recommendations on YouTube. Yeah, dude, it's so silly that one of their people made 2 videos, almost an hour and a half worth of content on me of all people, just a guy reading Reddits and reading forums that have 13,000 subscribers. Made a whole video on me. So silly. Okay, this one's interesting. Ah, this is too long. I gotta go soon. Let's track most recent. Um. Okay. This is on men dropping out of society. All right, interested in this. There's a recent video by Big Think featuring Richard Reeves on the topic of men dropping out of society. Usually, I'm pretty critical of Richard Reeves because of his tendency to propose harmful solutions like redshirting. The PMC Pro Male Collective has already done great videos on the subject, highlighting how harmful it is that it can be for boys. So I won't rehash it here. Instead, I was pretty surprised while watching the video to see that Reeves actually makes some good points as to why so many young men are dropping out of society and disengaging from finding a career. He pointed out how this is a structural problem and shouldn't be viewed as an individual one. Okay, this is interesting. This is something I could talk about. I'm into this. So this is an excerpt. My experience of this is that if you enter into the conversation with the young men with the mindset, what's wrong with you? Why are you wasting your life away? That is not an effective way into the conversation. That is a way of blaming men for the problems and just saying that it's down to an individual lack of career rather than some structural issues in the labor market, in the education system, and probably in the dating world as well. I really welcome the rise in attention being paid to structural challenges for various groups, and I think that that's one we need to apply to the issues facing young men as well. I think it depends because some societies and some cultures will say this to women as well. I know in Asian culture, this was prevalent to my sister. Like, it was very important for her to get a job and to make money. So I don't think it's a gender exclusive thing. This was pretty good quote highlighting the discourse around the subject, or really any discussion regarding young men. The subject is usually brought up in a hostile manner with an accusatory tone. There was a viral clip of Tommy Lyron a few months back scolding young men for not wanting to work on Fox News. That's goofy as hell. It seems like this topic of young men dropping out of society gets brought up every couple months in an attempt to shame them. Interestingly enough, I never see anyone bring the attention to the anti-male bias in hiring. There's an anti-male bias in hiring? In what? I mean, what? I mean, in what industries besides like childcare and stuff? What are you talking about? Which is no doubt a contributing factor to this problem. Anti-male bias in hiring. Are you in education or like maybe childcare? That's the only time. Maybe nursing. Like, when is there ever really an anti-male bias besides then? Most jobs, there's an anti-woman bias. Which is no doubt a contributing factor to this problem. I remember a viral experiment a few years back showing the disparity in callbacks from CVs with male and female names. I haven't been able to find it, but it exposed an extreme bias in favor of women when putting out resumes for job listings. See, you haven't been able to find it. I need to see the source. I need to see what you're looking at. Because, like, what? Another issue is the rise of AI. Hiring tools use AI are showing explicit gender biases. And this is in some excerpt he pulls. One, all models award significantly higher scores to female candidates regarding race. For GPT 3.5 Turbo, female candidates received scores approximately 0.45 points higher than their otherwise identical male candidates. Most models award lower scores to black male candidates compared to white male candidates with identical qualifications. For GPT 3.5 Turbo, this penalty is approximately 0.3 points. What industry? We can't say this as a whole unless there's a study done by a whole industry, you know? These combined effects create a clear hierarchy. Black female candidates score higher, that much higher, followed by white female candidates, then white male candidates, with black male candidates scoring lowest. What industry are you talking about? None of these problems are ever brought up when this topic gets discussed. It's always reverts back to the individual responsible or Jordan Peterson, LOL, condescending man up advice that people love to dish out. That's okay. Anyways, one of the top comments under the video was society literally does not care with over 1,000 upvotes. There's a reply that really annoyed me under it, stating someone to the effect of don't generalize. Everyone generalizes because it's an effective shorthand for addressing macro problems. But for some reason, generalizing is bad when it shines light on an ugly truth. Another thing I have to give Reuse a bit of credit for was for defending gaming and escapism. Usually male hobbies are relentlessly attacked and wrongfully blamed for all of the ills plaguing young men. He rightly identifies that young men resorting to escapism as a symptom rather than an underlying cause. Escapism, yes. Gaming, I would disagree. Gaming can be for anyone. Escapism can also be for anyone. I would say that if you're using escapism, like the actual use of gaming to escape from life, like normal life, then yeah, it can be a symptom. This is also a global phenomenon. A few years back, when was a movement in China aptly called lying flat or let it rot, with young men checking out and doing the bare minimum to get by. It's funny, whenever you search this topic, it's always coded in gender neutral terms like young people, when it's obvious that this is a male movement. I just don't see how young Chinese women could be disfranchised to the point of checking out of society. Well, there's not even that many Chinese women, young Chinese women. You guys realize how much of an issue it is that they have a demographic apocalypse coming because of their one child bearing rule. Everyone chose to have men. And so they're having an issue with just not having enough women, young women. So what? And then he pulls out this excerpt. The movement first arose when a man in his mid-20s posted on social media about his embrace of a no-desire lifestyle and his decision to spend 2 years enjoying life by remaining unemployed and pursuing his hobbies. Hey, all the power to him. Let him do it. I hope he made money off of that or something. This post went viral all around China, with many choosing to follow this lifestyle, but like many other viral sensations in China, was quickly taken down by the CCP censorship. The phrase "tang ping" or lying flat quickly got banned on all Chinese internet sites. Okay, because they want motivated people. I get it, okay. The movement gained traction due to China's economic slowdown post-COVID and the end of its growth miracle. In the 90s and 2000s, these factors greatly impacted young people's perception of the job market and their future prospects. Young adults in the job market are not able to find jobs as easily as their parents had 20, 30 years prior and are discouraged by the struggles they are facing. If this is true, which it probably is, young adults, why would you encourage them to be lazy and not do things? Wouldn't you encourage them to get up, do some things for themselves? Because we are our own main characters in our own story. We have to make the decisions and take ownership for the actions of our own things, right? Furthermore, in June of 2023, 11.6 million new graduates entered China's workforce, a number unimaginable in any other country. In fact, youth unemployment has become so bad, over 20%, that the government has stopped posting the statistic. It seems like more and more men are realizing how bad things are getting. I don't really know how this trend is going to pan out, but it seems like something is occurring in multiple different parts of the world at the same time. Anyways, it was nice seeing a video that wasn't outright hostile in its attempt to address the issue. Men are not dropping out of society. Men are being driven out. See, that's what the framing of this subject is important. It is women's feminists, tradcon men, left-wing men, and society at large that is completely to blame for this. Wow. What? How do I feel about this? if you're sitting there not striving to be great, not striving to make money, or not striving to do anything with your life, that's a you problem. Whether you're a girl or guy, I don't think it's a gender exclusive issue. It's up to you to have drive. I mean, people can help you. People can put you in positions. Your parents can put you in a better position to be in a better place. But it's ultimately, you have the autonomy to make that decision. Do you want to do something? Yes or no? Yeah. Anyways, yeah, that was goofy. And I'm pissed, dude. I'm pissed at Asuka for not. Yeah. You looking at the kitty? He's just licking himself. You see him? I looked back and he started meowing at me. What? What? Yeah? But anyways, yeah, I'm pissed at Asuka, man. I was supposed to have a conversation with that goofy ass goober, and he never even pulled up. Look, hey, you know what? Let's give him a call right now. I'm gonna give him a voice call. Actually, I'm gonna start a video call. Let's see if he picks up. Please. He ain't gonna pick up, dude. 2 hours later. It's only 7 o'clock over there, bro. I know you're free. Hello? Yep. No pickup. I'm gonna give him a Discord sound. Give him a quack. Yeah. Alright, yeah. So, I'm pissed about it. But anyways, that's the stream for the day. We did 2.5 hours of us diving into the Pro Male Collective because dude did not want to show up and did not want the smoke. Look, hey, this is my message for all of you guys. If you are, for all the Pro Male Collective guys, if you guys want to have a legitimate discussion where you guys will be given the time, I'm not going to like overshadow you talking. As long as you're respectful to me, I'm going to hear you guys out. I want to hear you guys out. I want to see why that there is a growing youth of men believing in things like red pill culture, black pill ideology, and things like that. I want to see it. I want to see the reasoning. I want to understand. I want the public to understand your ideology. I want to do it live on stream so that there's no like cherry picking. It's just actual conversation. And even if it is cherry picking, you pick it beforehand. Let's dive into these. Let's fully discuss this stuff. I'm challenging you guys to meet me on stream. I have asked City Crusher. I will pull up those messages as well. I have asked City Crusher to message me and to discuss things with me. And he said, not interested in your stream so that you can get views. Why would I want to come to a space you control when you haven't shown to be honest and hostile? Like, I'll show you guys the whole messages here too. So this is City Crusher. I talked to City Crusher, and I originally was like, hey, let's debate. Where was our first messages? I think our first messages, I don't remember, but I'll direct you to Mr. Pink and Yellow. Ask for the name Asuka, which is the person he got directed to, right? Did you get a hold of Asuka? Hey, I didn't care who those people are. I just wanted to get set up a conversation debate with City Crusher. Would you love to talk to you on stream? Asuka is Mr. Pink and Yellow, the man who said he would debate you. I'm City Crusher. You want to talk with me? You can in the morning right here on Discord. I won't be streaming with you. I said, I have no clue who Mr. Pink or Yellow is, or I believe you're the one talking to me, my life and beliefs, because he made those videos on me. So I believe it's best to discuss things with you. I'd love to do a stream conversation and debate you if you're willing to discuss and challenge our opposing ideology. But if you don't want that, that's fine. I wish you the best in your endeavors. Keep up the grind. You're welcome to send that person's Discord, though. I'll add them. So City Crusher then talks. I can talk with you. Not interested in your streams to get views. Why come? I have someone on Kick saying you want a debate. I got you. Let's go. Who are you? I don't know who you are, though. And what is the debate on? Are you one of the pro male people? Or message me on Discord, Sutaran. Sutaran, just message me on Discord. We can talk about this. Dark matter? I don't We're gonna debate dark matter. I don't know what that is that much. But yeah, so continuing this conversation with City Crusher, dude, I don't know what you're talking about, bro. Dude, Sora, stop me out. Food is literally about to come out in like 40 minutes, bro. Yeah, literally, Jessica. Also, Sutra and I'm not gonna debate you about those because that's not a topic I wanted to debate about. So I don't even know what you're. Anyways, disregarding. So he says, yeah, I'm not interested in your stream so you can get views, brother. I would be opening to doing a joint stream where he can post it on his page too, so that he can get the views. And that's so accurate, Jessica, to get views after he made a video on my video, which is also one of his highest viewed videos. I just want to establish that. Why would I come to a space you control when... Oh my God. Sutran, dude. Sorry. It's posted on my YouTube. Oh, give me a second. This dude... Well, I'm not going to send it to you if you want to debate on dark holes. I don't want to debate on that. Anyways, so by the way... Oh, so City Crusher says we could debate right here. We could do a voice chat. You can get our side. And so, give me 1 second. How do I pull up? All right. So then I should have just done a voice chat with him and recorded it and posted it, but I would have to ask for his permission because I think it's illegal to just do that. By the way, why did you make false claims in your video that were so easy to debunk? Which is so goofy because he did... Like, let's debate. Let's debate. If you really think that you could debunk me and my thoughts, let's debate. You made yourself look really bad. Now, at best, people will see you as foolish. The dictionary definition of feminism, really? Like, that wasn't debunked over and over again a dozen years ago on YouTube? Bro, I just said that was the definition of feminism, though. Like, I pulled up the definition. Dude freaked out. Hey, man, if you want to talk... or you want to think whatever you want to think of me, that's fine. Lol. I generally don't hate any of you guys and wish you all the best. Again, if you want to discuss further and try to debunk me, let's do it on a live stream for our audience to see. Otherwise, I wish you all the best. Yeah, I get that, Suter, but I don't know who you are, and I'm not going to debate you for just debating purposes, dude. I wanted to debate this person, Asuka, because they were tackling my ideology on this stuff. Anyways, I'm done with talking about Sutran. Let's lock in on this. So this guy goes, I already debunked you. There was no trying, just succeeding. You really don't have any pride at all, do you? What is it like being so soulless? Look, one of the other pro member collectives is willing to debate you on your stream. You should take him up on it. Which is Asuka, by the way, who didn't even debate me because he didn't show up. Dude pussed out. You could take him up on it. I did. Literally this right now. City Crusher, it's kind of embarrassing that your buddy Asuka didn't even show up. I'm just saying, bro. And then I continue and said, lol, it's so silly that you're saying all these mean things about me, but also claiming to push for men's mental health and all. It's all good, though. I know it's easier to spread hate than love. I hope things in your life get better. And yeah, sure, please relay my Discord over to him, and I'll set up a time with the member. Men's mental health is contingent in fighting bad people like you. There is no love in that hate piece video you made. What? And the video, I even expressed that I'm hearing out their ideologies and stuff. Dude, I literally said in the video that I'm glad there's a community for dudes to help each other out, lol. You seem to not take any form of criticism well. I respect that you view things different than me, but that's okay. And it's important to hear out all views to understand what everyone's perspective is. I wish you and all the dudes in the forum the best, and I hope you all succeed in life. And then, yeah. And then he set up messaging with Asuka right here, right? Okay, I have invited the person you wanted to debate you. Brought up all these topics, right? I messaged, hey, Asuka, would love to set up a time, blah, blah, blah. And then never responded for a while. Then he responds, okay, sorry, my phone died. So I've been away for 4 days. I do want to debate. We set up all this debate stuff, and yeah, just didn't pull through, dude. Didn't pull through. Dude, why are you meowing so much, bro? You want to be on camera again? Is that what it is? He wanted to be on camera. You wanted to be on camera. All right, guys. I'm about to check out. It's been it's almost been like, it's 2.5 hours. I got to go to work too. All right. Well, I love you guys very, very much. Sora loves you guys too, as you can tell. Also, thank you for helping me hit 13,000 subscribers live on stream. It's been amazing. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. You guys are the absolute best. And I apologize on behalf of the Pro Male Collective, I guess, for not showing up. And in the future, if I do actually debate one of them, I would hope that, or I am going to be more cautious. I'm not going to press the stream button unless they are actually legitimately on the call. But nevertheless, we still had a good time. We read the Pro Male Collective. We also did the debate by ourselves anyways. I appreciate all of you guys, seriously, for tuning in today. You guys mean the world to me, and have helped me out so much in my life and on the videos and stream. For future updates, I am filming today. I'm probably going to film and upload. I'll probably upload it tomorrow or the day after, since we just streamed. We're going to do Nice Guys, Incel Tears, and IS, another round of those. I'm going to see if there's any other drama, goofy things. I actually want to do a Clavicular deep dive again because he's just so goofy. And I want to do a Red Pill compilation reaction video because there are compilations on YouTube. I didn't even know. But yeah, love you guys. Hope you guys have a wonderful one. I'm going to go to work, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye.